Hello, beloved. Welcome to our 28th session, uh, where we are reflecting on the understanding of unconditional love, or the power of Hasid, which is what it's called in Hebrew for those who come from the biblical tradition. Um, we've already done a session on love as the foundation of everything, and this is really to take us a little deeper to appreciate it more into our daily lives and how we can exhibit it. Um, because love is the agent that holds the universe together. We are told that the Father, where we come from, is love. And we are going to explore to see how this turns up into our ever longing for love, because we are created in the image and likeness of the Father. In Hebrew, this profound love is called Hasid, Hesed. I think that's Hasid or Hesed. Uh, which really means a completely undeserved kindness and generosity that goes beyond feeling to action, to be there for another person. And we are called really to be loving. As we are told, the teacher that we call Jesus the Christ said, there is only one law, which is love. Love the God, your Father, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and all your might, and all your resources. But also love your neighbor as you love yourself. So the question is, what is this love really? What is this love that we talk about? It is we are told it is an unshakable knowing of giving in to the needs and meeting the needs of others. Um, we are told that though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken. The Father has promised that his love is very present because it's the very nature of the Creator. Even the opportunity to give us to come into this scene is to come and experience our being at another level. Sort of, like a loving parent gives the funding or capacity for their children to go to a party, to go to to a place of enjoyment, a park, to be able to have fun. So are we here with the whole permission and power of the divine to come here and reflect our Father in this sin world. And this love, beyond the usual feeling, it's an action-oriented knowing. This has said this underlying knowing of undeserved kindness is it intervenes on behalf of loved ones and comes to their rescue, whether they know it or they don't. Like you are there for others, for those that you love, or for all humanity as we are called to love others as we love ourselves. Um, that we come into their day-to-day life, in their practical day-to-day life, and be able to create meaning there, to add meaning there, and to rescue them from the jaws of the things that disturb them into this world. But also this love is reliable, steadfast and enduring through all the circumstances that are happening. That whatever is happening, there is your love. There is that which is controlling from where you come, which is holding you together to be even able to go through that which you are going through. Because for every journey, it's going to have its bumps. There are humps on the road, potholes. For those of us who come from this part of the world where this is common, there are going to be hills and valleys, and all these will affect you on the journey, which of course you have chosen to come and live. But we are called to live with the knowledge that we are loved, greatly loved, and therefore exhibit love now and at all times. And this Hesed should be reflected in everyday life of what we live, of what we are able to do. And we see it every day. This unconditional and deserved, concern and giving in for the good of others. For example, you will see it in the praying wife, a wife praying for years for her husband to, stop drinking, to get back to a better spiritual path, to know God the Father. You will see it in a faithful father um, who is bailing out his drug addicted son, um, or parents who are lovingly taking care daily for the autistic child. All of us, how we look after our brothers and sisters, our relatives, our parents, or how our parents look after us. It's not really that there is anyone who wrote an argument that do this. it is the example that God love shows, that I will put people who will show you that my love is ever present. And that's why the family is the first sort of school for this love to blossom. Because we are all here really to push, to come here and show off God's unconditional love, which is freely given. We cannot earn God's love. It is freely given, just like we cannot earn the love of parents, nor can we earn the love of children. And this love is without limits. The love that is unconditional, no conditions, no restrictions, and it's always available. You can rely on it no matter what you face. We all need that uh, extreme higher understanding, that someone understands you because they love you. They don't look at the circumstances or the challenge or which way you faced, how you reacted to what situation, but they have an underlying, undeniable, and unconditional knowing that you are true at source. You are one with the Father, and you are one with that person or with everyone, and therefore you mean good, because we are here really to come here and proclaim the goodness of the Lord. And this is because this thing called love or hesed is a decision. It's something you decide to do. It's beyond a feeling. Love is a calculated decision, not just an emotion. You you decide that I will be like this. It's not that I will change because of this and this. It's why we are told really to forgive. In all your religions, you are told to forgive, because love will have to forgive. We'll understand why someone acted the way they did. They were overshadowed by something. When someone knocks a wall, you don't say they are bad, or they were not seeing properly, or they were preoccupied with something. They had the wrong impression, and you are ever understanding. And it's past affection. Because affection is temporary, love should endure all circumstances, all possible disturbances. It is the true essence that we are. The I am is actually love. The God who is love. To come and be in everyone, to come and guide everyone, to be there when every else is lost, is that loving nature of a person, of a human who is in the Father and in whom the Father dwells. This love is more than a desire. It's not like the passions are good, but they are passing. The passionate feeling for man or woman or people of the opposite sex. Um, Desire pulls strongly, but love commits deeply. Love is that lower knowing that I must be available for this person's well-being no matter what. And we are called really to grow in this kind of father's love, um, because it is the unconditional love that makes the world go around. In as much as many of us live on this conditional love, we are called to know the difference and know how to make all our love really to go beyond the conditional to unconditional. Um, in conditional love, we see, for example, used in our daily life, people will um, love you because either you have a job, because of your how you look like, because of what you possess, because you are their brother and sister, because you come from the same tribe, because you come from the same community, because you support the same football team, you love the things they love. Um, while even you within yourself, there are things you might love about yourself, and you don't love about yourself. But yeah, unconditional love means you love yourself wholly. You love everybody, and also you love yourself wholly. You don't say, I don't like this about myself. There isn't anything wrong on you. Even that which comes to challenge you, it comes to remind you that you are loved. It appeared in that lesser way that you might think, but it's really here to guide you towards the ever-present loving kindness of the Father. Um, in conditional love, usually we want to love people because they have done A, B, C, D. If you look, many of us, of course, even in families, many parents will require their children to behave in this way so that they can continue to look after them. But parents who have been challenged to bring out this unconditional love, they will be challenged. Children can be unloving and respectful, but still parents do love them. It's not that they are tolerating the bad behavior or bad manners, but because they tap from the deep well of the loving father to be able to continue to show this unruly child love so that they can bring them to the right path, which is to know that unconditional love exists and therefore also turn to exhibit that unconditional love. Because this unconditional love persists through failures and challenges, through unwanted behaviors. While in conditional love, it's withdrawn when expectations are not met. If say you don't pay up or meet the physical needs of someone or the financial needs, or you don't contribute money to a given thing, people love you less. In unconditional love, we love without expecting anything in return, because that's who we are. You, in this world, the sun does not shine on you so that you give it anything. The moon does not shine so that you give it anything. The soils do not bring forth crops because they want you to give them anything. The air we breathe does not come in and out of us because it wants to give anything. We are called that at source, that which sustains us, what loves us, is and is love. Is because it wants to create this life so that you can be an active particle of this loving presence who the Father is, from where we all come from. So we are called to grow in this culture of love, because the one we call Jesus came here to tell us that the kingdom of God is within you. What is that kingdom and what is within you? We said it means there is a ruler and an area of dominion. And the kingdom of God is like a country with love as its culture. We are called to love in this kingdom. You cannot say that, you agree with God, you are also a child of God, and then you don't love, because the commandment is to love others and we live off others. Everything is more. Remember, we said in these trainings, our focus is to develop and grow towards this high understanding of our oneness with the Father and our oneness with everybody and everything. The law of divine oneness. We are all the same, so we have to love each other. Without insects, without plants, without soil, without birds, without animals, our life as humans would be less. And without other people, our life would not be the same. That is, if we could and have any life at all. So we are really called to be in this truth, live in this truth, where within the kingdom we know that we must love, and we also must receive and give love. It is the law. It's what we are here to do. And while for the things that we need to achieve our desires, for the things that are challenging us, we need to achieve them. And this is the game of the Father. We're told that you need faith, of course, in this world. You need knowing again that things are already okay, things are at a good level, despite the false evidence that can appear, including fear. They say fear is false evidence appearing real. Faith is the currency, but it cannot work where love is not present. Love is the real ingredient, the real precursor of our coming to earth and our showing that we live and we are useful in this world. Faith without love, as Paul taught, is not useful. And this love is needed for kingdom growth, the kingdom to grow within you, to grow within as many individuals as possible, to grow within the whole world. Love creates an environment for godly work to flourish. Without love in people's hearts, it's why really we are called upon to go beyond church, to go beyond religion, to go beyond the community groups, to go beyond family relations, to love people, which is a deeper knowing of sacrifice for the good of others. That we must give that which we want to receive, because by serving others, you serve yourself. And this is the kind of love that helps cultivate and colonize earth with God's ways, which are ways of love. If we exhibit love, then we show that there is a loving God and we come from a loving Father. And that's really our assignment. Because without love, we say love without faith is empty. We've already said, we are told, for example, that love is our first priority. In Galatians 5:6, you will see that we're told that love is more important than faith. I think that St. Paul was writing to the Galatians. You can read more even in your books. If you read in the Quran, there are a lot of references on this. I don't want to go into verses today, but really to understand that faith is valueless without love, like I've said. You cannot say I have faith, even if you have faith to move mountains and have no love, then you have nothing. This is the real spiritual growth, spiritual mastery, where we know that what we need to be is to be loving to people, even to our enemies, as Jesus told us. Mm? And so whether you are giving alms, whether you are fasting, whether you are doing prayers, all of them are nullified without love, because what is behind the giving is what is very important, whether you really wish the very best for others. And of course, the greatest love of all is self-love. This is might appear contradictory, but it's the very truth, which actually takes us the real truth that in you is everybody and in everybody is you. That when they told you love others as you love yourself. So it means when you don't love yourself, you're incapable of loving others. Mm? So the greatest love of all is the love for self-love. Mm? And this self-love comes from self-worth. Mm? The key to loving yourself is knowing your worth. How much did the Father, love you, value you to be able to allow you to be the one to come to exhibit and to be doing this it is that you are doing. There, we are told that a natural level, a man releases over 500 million, I think they say, sperms, and only one gets to succeed to fertilize an egg. So you've been competing, you've been loved, you've been chosen all this time, and you are the one here experiencing that which you're experiencing. And there are many other in the spirit, in the unseen, that don't make it to this seen world to be able to come to be the ones that are implementing what you are experiencing. So this means that you know you are worthy. You are here because you are worthy. You have been chosen to come and bring forth some fruits on this world, on this earth, for other people to benefit from, and for you also to partake of the many gifts that the Father has put in so many other things. And this, you can only arrive at it through what we've been calling self-discovery. We've done several sessions already, that know thyself. You can't discover yourself without discovering God. And vice versa, you cannot discover God without discovering yourself. When you know that God is the real self, when you say self-love, when the I, you say I love my I, the I in you is the God. God is I am. God is. You also I am. So God is in you. You are a spark of that very divine from the ever unending source of love of I. They're just like everybody else. And once you discover that truth and live with it, then you will know God, and God will live in you and you in the Father. And you keep trust in the divine source, because God is the source of your self-worth. We said God is the real self. God is the real self. The I is God. The I, capital I, is God. And then we all get a part of it, which we call myself, myself, myself. So self-love is actually love to God. And this, as we are told, that is your real value. This, because you are here to exhibit this self and you get a part of yourself, then you can live in this higher knowledge. Because you represent the God who created you in his image and likeness. He even gave you his own self. You I am, his I am. Your self, his also self, the true self. And you are an inheritor. He gave you the earth as your inheritance. He said, we come here and domineer this. So long as we are fruitful, we multiply, we replenish, we, we subdue, and then we can have dominion. It is like really the way in the earthly world we give, when an elderly parent is either passing or about to pass, they give a will for their children what they want to do of their own property. God has given this at creation. If you look at your stories in Genesis, in the Quran, in the Bible, that we have inherited the power that we are bringing from heaven, come and show off from a higher frequencies to lower. That even when challenges are, of course, when we're at 0 point at the further level, we are not bothered by anything because we know there is no problem. But when we begin to act and to want to achieve this and that, we meet challenges and issues that can destabilize us. And that knowledge, we must remember that the Father, where we come from, loves us and has given us all the power and all that is needed to come here and influence and take dominion of this earth. And it's why metaphorical, of course, we are told that when people fail to remember this oneness with the Father, and that we can always tap and get from the Father, that God sent his only Son, as the Christians do believe, God paid himself back in order to get back your attention. What it really means is that the Father, because we are one with the Father, when we forget that we are one, as it's explained to you in, you see in Genesis, they tell you that the serpent convinced the lady that if you eat of this, then, you will get knowledge. This is the kind of lie that we think we are separate from the Father. You cannot be separate from the Father. You cannot be separate from God. Please, my brother and sister, this thinking that many of us think God is here, Satan is there, you are here, Jesus is there. Everything is one, brother and sister. It's the only truth. There is no God or the source that can be live at competition with anything. God does not compete with anybody and anything. God does not fear anybody or anything, and God is not looking to you to save him or save. Many of you live like you're the saviors of the world, of even God. God is suffering. God is being mistreated. People are doing what God does not want. This is childish kind of, not in a bad way, but it's a lower level knowledge. At a higher level where we know that love is ever existing, even when you go through, don't think a mother is unloving when they're going through pain, for example, to give a child for childbirth, or when they're punishing the child that they don't love the child. All these are there for different lessons, for different levels, to make this ever existing exhibition of love to grow and be. That there will be things that will come into our life, including those that look like sacrifices, where we're able to pay a price for this love to continue. Just like we had the metaphorical Jesus died on the cross to cross out all those that are not good so that you can witness the real love of the Father. This is because of this value that we're talking about. You can tell how much something is worth by how much one is willing to pay. And if the Father, as they told you, that gives the ultimate sacrifice, the Father in you, that the Father is going to give you the best possible, that even when you have a higher challenge, the bigger the capacity for you to overcome that is present within, because the Father loves you so much. And this is the redemption power capacity that exists. Know that whatever challenge you face, that there is more and more power in the Father for you to overcome. More is unfolding. Just like I would guess that a lady who is giving birth to, let's say, triplets will face prolonged labor pains, so to speak, than the one who is doing only one. But the point being that there are going to be pains, there is going to be a price, but because you are very valuable, with everything that looks to be paining is, remember, it's paying, you are paying in. So understand the meaning of these words. You are paying in so that you can tap more from within. You get out results that are within. And we should not waste pain. I think there is a mystic, is it Rumi? Rumi, one of those mystics that I love, who said that pain is the point through which, or the wound is the point through which light enters the world. That light, which is the clarity of the Father, the clarity of knowing the truth, which truth is that we allow. It comes with pain. Without pain, without veering off, without things seeming like they are not clear, then light comes and shows them. Without that pain, we would never know that we need to keep in this way, we need to walk in this way. Even our bodies would all scatter in a minute if there wasn't pain. So whatever the challenges that might be, let's not take them as our opposers, but as avenues for us to express more of God's love, because we have got to continue loving God and loving others, even in all those circumstances. You cannot love God and not love people who are in his image and likeness. As we are told in Matthew 22, 36 to 40, you can go and read, which teaches us love others as we love ourselves. Brothers and sisters, this is a high level calling. It's not the usual level that you must grow in the capacity for self-love. And we're saying this starts from self-discovery, knowing who you are in God and who God is in you. Once you know that you and God are one, I and the Father are one. When you see me, you see the Father, as Jesus taught you. Then you should be able to love and also receive love. Live for the good of others and live on the good that other people are giving. And then you will have a fulfilled life, a life which is full and filled with love, with what you want, because you have this divine connection. And that's why you are called to spend time with the Father, to understand where you come from. Do meditation, do prayer, contemplation, sit down in nature. listen to your father. Attempt to talk to your father in a calm way, and you will get answers to most of the things that might disturb you. But also live in the knowledge that you are always loved. You come from a loving father, and you are here to express that love and that being the I am in this world. And that's what you are worth. You are worth whatever the Father has given in you, and you recognize the value that comes from your Creator. You are representing the Creator. If you really see yourself in that line, then you will stop hurting others. The Creator cannot create other humans only to mistreat them, to deny them things, to fail to give them, to provide for them. If you see your value as the value that comes from God the Father, the one who created everything, you would know that you also carry a big value to come here and cooperate with the Father and give more meaning to people, especially those that have been placed in your path or those you're experiencing, but also to do good works like sharing these kinds of things that will reach people that might not know. Because loving yourself fully is what enables you to extend love to others. Without loving yourself, said that if you are a spark of the divine, you are also love from God. If you don't love yourself, then you cannot love others. Actually, we are told that in this world, we should be able to discern very well, even, when someone, for example, tells you that they love you, instead of the usual thank you, or the issue would be how much do you love yourself? Everybody saying they love you, nobody can love beyond how much they love themselves. This is the law. Do they love themselves? How much? To what extent? And we are called really to grow into loving ourselves, but also to help others love themselves. Know they are worthy. They are worthy as of themselves without looking at what other people think of them, because their value is drawn from the Creator. And because this without that self-love, we fall into the danger of living in self-hatred and self-hatred, where you are always being hurt by others because you are looking to others instead of to yourself, where you're always being hating others because you think they are denying you something. This external validation is ungodly. You should always seek, they said, the kingdom of the Father is you. Hmm? Many seek worth in others' opinions rather than finding it within, in other people's approval rather than finding approval within. Hmm? And those who don't trust or who use others often struggle with self-hatred and hatred. Hmm? Always someone is hurting you, or you are being hurt by someone, or you're hurting someone. It's a condition that love is not present. Hmm? And this brings fear-based relationships. Hmm? But we are told to come back to perfect love, where there is no fear. Hmm? Said fear is false evidence appearing real. You suppose and suppose so many scenarios, so many things. What if he's doing this? What if they're doing this? They must have done that because of this. This is what they mean. If you have love at the base and it's within you, um, you won't have these worries, and you are called really to lose them. Give them to the Father, the source. When you throw them there, whatever worries you may have, you only tap love from there. Uh, and this self-love is a result of, like we said, self-discovery, self-source, knowing that that which is in you comes from you, self-worth, knowing that the self God has given you worth, which is in you and nobody can take it from you. Self-esteem, that you hold yourself highly. You know that you are worthy. You know it, and you're not seeking that from others. The self-concept, that who you think you are and what you do to yourself is based on yourself, not on others. Self-identity. Remember, we are all an entity in this. Every time each of us is an individual is an entity, and you have an ID of that entity, which you are. That entity that you are is what God intended you to be, not what others think or others believe you are. And you keep true to that. And that, of course, also is reflected in self-value. What you think. If you know that God has put a lot of value in you, then you will come to show that value to God's other people, just like you're a person of God. And this self-love is the key to loving everyone else. When you love yourself, you find that there is no reason you cannot love everybody. Even the people who are abusing you, you feel sorry for them. And instead you love them back because they do not know what they are doing. Hmm? Even the people who pronounce hatred, people who are trying to destabilize you, even while you might not relate their messes, but you send them heart that they can understand. There's no need for struggle with you because you have no struggle with you. And in anybody really, we come empty in this world, we shall live empty. And whatever we're experiencing, we can experience it without uh, without undue commotion with each other and with everybody. That we can live true to the provision of the Father, which cannot be at the expense of others. And this is what we are really all called to exhibit, ongoing, to be complete in love all the time, which we are saying begins with self-love. Be full instead of looking for your better half. It's what we said, that many times in this world, people say, I'm looking for a better half. You fall in love. You are supposed to be spreading it. You should be full of love by yourself, not saying there is another person you are half of love, and then the love of the Father should be full always. People come to get the love that you have, not to give you. When they give you, it should just illuminate. It's like a candle that's already burning, and another person brings another fire. So you're going to have much stabler lives than people who are empty because they don't have self-love. You should be full of self-love at all times, so that when two people meet who love themselves, then they can love each other fully. And then there is, because there is this divine feeling, because to be full of God, who is perfect love. But when you got someone who loves themselves fully, because they are loved by the Father and they are connected to the Father, then you're all filling each other with God's love, and you're able to meet this world in a much better way. And this also should extend to loving others. From your fullness, you give out love without expectation. Like we said, those who don't expect anything in this world don't get disappointed. Hmm? You know, these truths are true. Its truth is truth. Give unexpecting of anything. It's once you put expectations, if the Father was expecting of us, like to return back, how indebted we would be really for everything that we have been given without having to pay for. So we are called also to love others without expectation, without expecting anything, just loving because their life should get better, because it's actually our life. We are all one. When you are better, I am better. When you are unwell, I'm unwell, and I should strive to get you back to wellness, because it's what we have been brought here to live in the wellness of the Father, um, and to have this renewed feeling where we return to source for continued renewal, that we can always go back to the Father. Even this training, these sessions I'm sharing are aimed at helping you to always go back in meditation, in silent prayer, in contemplation to the Father, to know that you are loved, to hear your heart beating, and know who makes it to be, to be beating, to hear your breath come in and out, and ask yourself, who is that making sure it continues to be? That you are allowed to be expressing here, and that you don't seek permission for it from anyone. And every other thing that is not in your favor is not true, so long as that important beginning is there. You can always live to the other truth, and you can always go to the Father, whatever circumstance, and ask of them what it is you want to see to change in your life, because from there is where we pull everything. Hmm? Uh, and even in our communities, in our own families, we should practice love, because loving others is loving God. Hmm? As the one we call Jesus said, that I will deny you because I was hungry, you did not give me what to eat. I was thirsty, you did not give me what to drink. Hmm? I was, naked, you did not dress me. Know that every time you see anybody, or you think anybody, another person, is you, it's Jesus himself, it's God themselves. Hmm? That we must treat them with love, because that's what the Father has sent us here to do. So love your neighbor as a way of loving God. Every neighbor that you see in your family, love your family as vessels of God's image. These are the first three tests that we have to love. Our family members, can challenge us, but also give us the highest opportunity to love. Let's love our family members unconditionally, and then we shall see how love will blossom in this world. Love people in your community as an extension of the divine love of the Father. Support activities in your community that bring hope, that bring love, that bring people together towards helping, especially those who are in need, so that you can be like that with the Father. Because by loving, we fulfill human needs. There are very many human needs. Many humans, whether children or adults, we have these needs. We want to be accepted. People need to be understood. People want a listening ear. Sometimes you may not give money, but just providing a listening ear. People want attention. People want to be touched, to be held, to be hugged. People want affirmation, to say, yes, you are right. Yes, I understand what you're going through. People want respect. People want to be valued a lot. Hmm? And these human needs, like fuel in a car, when these needs aren't met, most people malfunction. All the people you see we think are bad, they're malfunctioning. They are not at the best level because some of these basic human needs in their life have not been met. But if we don't fulfill these needs in them, someone else might, and sometimes these people want to take even the love and life out of these individuals so that they can cause more havoc in the world. And yet we are called to live a life of perfect union with the Father, where people live life fully, live life in a joyous, peaceful manner. So we are called really to meet people's needs through providing love in our community and meeting the needs, including those that God has given us the opportunity to serve at a close level. Of course, this love, we said, even in intimate relationships, it should go beyond that level to know that at best, the real love is the agape love, and of course, there is what they call filial love, the divine love, which is unconditional, sacrificial love that expects nothing in return. This is God's love for humanity. It persists regardless of circumstances or worthiness of the recipient. You give it because you are of God and God is of you, not because you want to be seen, not because you want to be known that you have done it, not because the other person deserves it. No, you hear many of you saying, I don't help those who have not helped me. You're still young. You are called to grow in God's love so that you can give freely and as other people have given you. Many of the things you are eating, you are taking part of you that are helping you to grow, they came because you are loved, not because you have been worthy and deserving of them. But also to give the brother love, the filial love, or friendship love, um, based on mutual respect and shared values. This builds community bonds, which we need even in our families. It grows through shared experiences and reciprocal care. Let's also not mistake this, um, you know, unconditional love to mean that we sit back and other people love us unconditionally for us when we're not reciprocating. What fulfills it? Remember, it's a cycle that's supposed to fulfill. You give and receive, give and receive. Hmm? It's what makes it go round. So if you only give and don't receive, certainly the vessel will become empty, and you will get malfunction also. You will be burdened too much, probably to the level you can't manage. So we really call to, first of all, of course, goal is to the Father to pick more and more. But where we are giving love, also encourage others to give that love, to be reciprocal, because that's where there is divine union. We must give, just like you go in a shop, you give money, they give you things. They come to you, they give, you receive. It's giving and receiving that makes life go around. So as we conclude, really, we should remember that this love we're talking about is a decision to meet the basic needs of another human at every opportunity, whom we call neighbor. Even in marriage, this love is the commitment and dedication to meet the needs of another person of the opposite sex for the rest of your life, as we are told, that you commit that I will be there for what I can do, for every opportunity that I have to meet the needs of this person in a way that I do not expect anything back. Because if you keep it on the level that in our culture here they say mpanku way, it's never going to balance, because what is in one is not necessarily a total of what is in the other. The things of the Father of life are not really direct opposites like money, that is 20 for 20. Hmm? You can't say cooking a meal will be equated to bring a flower. It's not necessarily 100%. You can do whatever you feel is loving and will be appreciated by the other person at any time, at every opportunity. Each one does what they can and what God has enabled them to do. Because this is what true love is. The decision to meet the basic needs of another human at every opportunity, the commitment to meet needs of your spouse for the rest of your life, and the giving and receiving love should be your nature. reflecting your divine source. Because where we come from, it's why people actually want to be loved, because they come from love and they love themselves, so they want more of love. It's why all humans want to be loved. Even people do things, even the people you hear, so-called celebs, people who are they want to be loved. Presidents want you to love them. Bishops want you to love them. Priests want you to love them. Pastors want you to love them. Parents want you to love them. Whoever is in power wants that power so they are loved, because we come from love. So if we show more love to each other, all people can be satisfied and live a life that is full, that gives meaning, so that what is within, the spark of the divine that resides in our heart, is a continuous strand of God's love across the whole world, and we will give more life. So we are called really not to break this chain of God's love that He has put in us, to be exhibiting love at all times. Ask yourself, what would love do? What would love do in this situation? What would a person who is full of love do in this situation I'm facing? And always exhibit that higher level. Not that it's easy, but it's what we are called to do in this world. Relationships are designed to meet the needs of others, and the need is not just a habit, because relationships can break when these needs aren't met. We have already mentioned the needs. So when people are rejected, then we are withholding those needs that they want. Rejection leads to pain, and this solution is self-love. If you are self-loving, then you will not feel rejected. But where people have faced that lie that they should have got it from others, then it's our duty to go back to them and first of all show them God's love, but also grow in explaining to them that the highest level of love is self-love. If you know God loves you and you love yourself, because yourself is a self from love of God, then there is no need for approval from others. Even if others don't shower you with their love, you can live with the love of the Father, and certainly it is always the winning love. So let's remember, brothers and sisters, that there is no one else for you for sure in this world. You have to grow. This seeking of love from others is going to continue an empty vessel, to keep you as an empty vessel. There is nobody else out there for you forever, for all the time. It is yourself with yourself always. Only your part of yourself is with you. So love yourself. Love yourself first, always, so that you can be a great value, a great vessel of love to others. Thank you. We meet in another session.